Previously on In Times Like These.
But I know exactly what will make Alan fail as CEO. If you wanted me to win this election, then how come you didn't endorse me before? Honestly, I needed to face my fears. I was worried that the Russos would attack me for going against Heidi, but I'm ready to show them that I'm no longer afraid. Will you accept my endorsement, 88 Grant? I'm so glad that you're free. It feels good to be free, girl. Just in time to see my son graduate too. Guess you couldn't convince Quinn and Zeke to welcome their mama back home? I appreciate you letting me stay at your place till I get myself together, Jackie. You sure this ain't too much for you and Kimmy? We're girls, Bernice. It ain't no issue at all. Besides, that's why I gave you a receptionist job at the hair salon, since other places ain't really gonna let convicted felons work for them. I wonder if that's enough for Quinn and Zeke to welcome me back with open arms. I'm glad that you could join me, Miss July. How are you enjoying Valley Park? Better than Orlando? This town is really growing on me, and please, call me Zena. Since the school year will be over by the end of the week, Yvette and I will definitely be having a very busy summer if she wants her lip gloss line to be successful. We'll grab a table and discuss it over our meal. Wanda, Udell, glad I ran into you both. How is being a huge CEO treating you, Alan? It's really exciting, Mom. I've got so much I want to do with Russo Jewelers. You make me so proud, and I'm here to share exciting news myself. Don't leave me in suspense, Mom. I will be opening up my own tavern. You're their mother, Bernice. Quinlan and Zeke will come around. I still get thrown off guard when I hear people call her that, as if changing the last few letters in her name is gonna erase the fact that I carried her in my belly for 9 months and risked my life pushing her out. Exactly. No matter what went down, there's still love there. Not too sure. I ain't get no Mother's Day card when I was locked up. That could all change when they lay eyes on you at the graduation. And you don't think they'll try and kick me out? From what I understand, when you contacted me, you wanted to help me change my image as an OnlyFans model. Not only will I help you change your image, but I'll help you gain respect worldwide. How? You stepped down as CEO of Russo Jewelers, and the work I've done these past couple of years isn't really forgettable. You're right, but you'll be remembered for something more when I get you into the orbit of the Russo family. How dare you approach us? This is a public establishment, Udell. Besides, I wanted to fill you two in on very important news. What are you talking about, Owen? My election. It's not as much of a failure like you both thought. Also, there are people in Valley Park who still see my potential. Who would endorse you other than Pacho Torres? Since when have you ever been interested in opening up a tavern? After I lost Finnegan, I wanted to broaden my horizons other than being a defense attorney. But it always seemed like being a lawyer fulfilled you. Being your mother is what fulfills me, Alan. And being a defense lawyer is something I'll stick with. But I just want to try a few new things. In the next several months, I'll need the tavern to celebrate. What will you be celebrating, Mom? I'll be endorsing Owen Grant for district attorney. Here's the thing. You being in prison made it easier for Zeke and Quinlan to avoid you. They can't do that now since you're free. I'm just trying to figure out what I did that was so wrong. You know I love you, but you did run over that man with your car. Cause he thought he could play me, Jackie. And I served my time. What I'm trying to say is that it ain't like I hurt someone who Quinn and Zeke even liked. Then let them know you're on the straight and narrow now. That way they ain't gotta worry about you. They shouldn't be worried about me to begin with. Besides, Quinn needs to worry about herself, since she's been reckless going after the opinions. I'll wait for the one who's endorsing me to make their announcement. Then how come you brought it upon yourself to make an announcement first? Because I couldn't ignore you two, unless you both wanted to be surprised. And you think this endorsement will secure you the election? Don't you both know by now that you shouldn't underestimate me? Why would the Russos want anything to do with me? They wouldn't. The only Russo who would bring you in is Alan. Before we go any further, I really hope that you're not asking me to sleep with him. Yes, I've done questionable things to get where I'm at in life. But like I said, Vivian, I'm ready to rebrand myself. I ain't asking you to seduce him, but don't get it twisted. You will sleep with him eventually if you don't want to be seen as a washed-up OnlyFans model for the rest of your life. I'm so confused. I'll make it clearer for you. I want you to marry Alan. Mom, what in the world would possess you to endorse Owen Grant? It's the fact that Valley Park needs a new district attorney. Have you forgotten that he tried to prosecute Maximilian for a crime he didn't commit? And he backed off once he realized that your cousin was innocent of the crime he was accused of. This is not a good idea, Mom. Not since I started running Russo Jewelers. You nor the company have anything to do with Heidi running against Owen. He's going against a Russo, Mom. When an outsider goes against one member of this family, then they go against all of us. You know that. How could you help Owen in his campaign? You're doing what, Harley? Just chill. Bernice, I already told you that Quinlan ain't gonna keep looking into that family. Except I know my daughter won't give up searching for answers that she's looking for. She already knows that Sean Apina took Danny's life and that he ended his own life. Quinlan ain't gonna know more than that. Good, because the last thing I need is for either of my kids to find out how much the Apinas have cost me. What exactly are you implying, Owen? All I'm saying is that I'm not a loser like you assumed. You'll both realize it soon. Enjoy the rest of your time together. Do you think we should be worried, Udo? Owen is all talk. We have nothing to worry about. Let's say I get Alan to marry me. What do you gain out of something like that? A niece-in-law for starters. And since you want a respectable reputation, then you need to be a part of a respectable family. There's more to it. Just because I took advantage of people addicted to thirst traps doesn't make me stupid. I'd never insult your intelligence, Xena, which is why I'll be real with you. The women who married into that family earn shares. Except Harley Drake. Isadora ain't like his ex-wife like that. But make Alan fall hard for you and he'll gift you with shares the moment he places a ring on your finger. And do you want me to sign those shares over to you? Exactly. Now, if you want to stay with Alan or not, that's up to you. But Isadora Russo committed a crime against the Torres family. And image is very important to him. He'll see his son fall for someone he doesn't believe is worthy. But you could give that old grouch the ring finger since you'll be gaining his family name. A name that will take you places that you never thought you could go. This is very enticing. But what exactly did Isadora do? That's for me to know. All you need to know is that the Torres family wants Isadora to pay, and that if you accept this offer, then you'll always be taken care of. Will you accept the opportunity of a lifetime, Xena? You heard me, Harley. I want an explanation right here and now. Yes, I'm endorsing your opponent, Heidi. What a waste of your time. As to spend so much effort into building up a man who'll lose on election day? Why? My decision isn't personal, Heidi. Please. Everything you've done to upset this family has always come from a place of hurt and anger for you. Just don't make any more stupid decisions in the following months, or you'll regret it. Sorry, Mom, but I have to agree with Heidi. You can see herself out.
Previously on In Times Like These.
You've got such a bright future and you should be proud of yourself now that you know that your life isn't a mess. It matters because the baby's yours, Zeke. Yvette's pregnant with your baby. I ain't too sure about that, Quinn. But don't get it twisted. You will sleep with him eventually if you don't want to be seen as a washed-up OnlyFans model for the rest of your life. I'm so confused. I'll make it clearer for you. I want you to marry Alan. He's going against a Russo, Mom. When an outsider goes against one member of this family, then they go against all of us. You know that. How could you help Owen in his campaign? You're doing what, Harley? Now that our kids are at prom, I can update you on what's going on with the campaign. I'm assuming this is bad news? It's complicated. I'll get into more detail once Udell arrives. Came just in time. Just in time for what, Heidi? Just in time to hear that Harley will be endorsing Owen's campaign. Thanks for treating me to dinner, Vivian. I just hope you didn't convince the Torreses to get their cooks to poison my meal. Don't be silly, Alan. You know I ain't do that. But I only treated you to dinner to discuss business, not to bond as aunt and nephew. We need to figure out how to make sure that the sales go through the roof with the new designs I showcased. Hello, Alan, you still there? Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't believe my eyes. Alan Russo, the new CEO of Russo Jewelers? It's me in the flesh, and you're Cena July, aren't you? And I'm not one of your subscribers. You just have a very unique reputation. As do you. You know what? You're pretty cute in person. And you really couldn't wait until you became a senior before coming to prom, Didi? Why only enjoy prom for once in my life, cousin? A student in your class asked me to be his date and I couldn't resist. But I see Zeke right now. I'll be right back. Is it me, or does Didi seem to be avoiding her date? It's not just you, Max. My cousin's ways really do concern me. You really know how to throw an event, Nichelle. When our class president asked me if I could host prom at Theodosius' palace, of course I couldn't decline the offer. After graduation, I'll be running this hotel by my mom's side, Zeke. What better way to start off my role as the active owner by offering the class of 2025 one final hoorah. You're off to a good start. What's up? Since I made it, I wanted to make sure I ain't miss y'all. That's who Owen was talking about. What do you mean, Udell? Did Owen tell you that he found someone to endorse his campaign? He did. The other day, Owen approached Wanda and I about it. And how come I'm now just hearing about this? Because he didn't inform us who was endorsing him. Most of all, I didn't believe that the person endorsing him was a threat. What I'm trying to figure out is why Harley decided to endorse him. I'm just as confused as you are, Jeremiah. Especially since her annoying son just became CEO of the family company. So I can't figure out a motive as to why she'd go against me like this. Instead of figuring out a motive, we need to figure out how we're going to respond. You're much kinder in person too, Miss July. Please, call me Zena. Alright, Zena, what brings you to Valley Park? I'm sure you've heard that I desire to rebrand my image. As the head of my family's company, I make it a point to keep up with current events. Well, not only am I trying to rebrand my image, but I'd also like a new scenery. So I'm staying at Theodosius' palace until I can find something more permanent. Since you mentioned wanting to rebrand your image, I think I could help you with that. That's cousins for you. They just know how to make their family members tick. Come on, Max. Don't let your frustration with Alan ruin prom night. I'm not trying to be miserable, Vanessa, but graduation is coming really soon. I'm gonna graduate high school with no clear vision of my life. A lot of high school seniors don't have a clear vision for their future, but you can still plan to attend community college. You can even take a gap year if you'd like to, Max. Either way, you still got your whole life ahead of you. There's enough time to figure things out. It wasn't supposed to be like this, Vanessa. People in my family have screwed me over. What's up, Didi? What are you doing at senior prom? You really couldn't wait another year? I'm only here cause a senior asked me to come with him. Then how come you're not with your date right now? I ain't gonna leave him high and dry, Nisha. All I wanted to do was say hi. I even want to congratulate you for setting this all up. Thanks. Since you said hi and shared your compliments, you can walk back to where you were. Nesha, don't tell me that you don't want me near you because you don't want everyone realizing how a junior is dressed better than you are. There's nothing to figure out, Udell. You were right about one thing. We have nothing to worry about. Harley's influence in this town doesn't compare to Pacho Torres. But Harley was once married to your brother-in-law. You don't think it will sow a seed of doubt in the mind of voters and draw them to Owen's side? I'm certain that voters are smart enough to see Owen's campaign as an attack against my family rather than improving the community. I have to agree with Heidi, Jeremiah. At least we know that Owen and Harley have teamed up, but you've seen me go against her in court, and that's exactly where she belongs. Not on a political stage. How exactly do you plan to rebrand my image, Alan? I'd like to know that too. Are you aware that Russo Jewelers is in a process of placing new jewelry in its stores? Yes, I am. In order to sell them, we need a huge marketing campaign. And there's no better way to sell them than to have a big name wearing the jewelry as we advertise them. Are you asking me to be a model for the company? Are you interested, Zena? Hold up, Alan, don't you think you should speak with the rest of the family first before you make a big decision like this? I get that Zena's got a huge following online, but her image doesn't really align with the Russo Jewelers brand. You signed the company over to me. Remember, Vivian? I don't need to check in with the family about anything since I'm majority shareholder. Here's my card, Zena. Let your people reach my people. Or you can get in touch with me personally. Whatever floats your boat, I'll definitely keep in touch. It was really great meeting you, Alan. Looking forward to discussing business with you. Life doesn't always go the way that we plan, Max. You'll be alright whether you work at Russo Jewelers or not. My own family might not hire me, Vanessa. If I don't get a job at my family company, then what other business would want to hire me? You're creating a scenario in your head that doesn't exist. If you're so concerned about your future at the family business, then you can easily create a business of your own, just like your great-grandfather did. Do you think people would take me seriously, starting up my own company when my family has run a multi-billion-dollar company for generations? Besides, Alan is on a power trip at Russo Jewelers, Vanessa. It's very possible that he could try and block me from stepping foot into the business. So you think that stressing is what's gonna help? I'm really trying not to. But I'm gonna have to figure out what to do because by the time I get my associate's degree, Alan might bring Russo Jewelers down. I know, you're not trying to compare dresses with me. I'm just playing, Michelle. Besides, I plan to design my own dress for my senior prom next year. Maybe y'all will be able to see me wear it by then. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm so glad that I won't have to keep running into that girl at school all the time. You just heard what Dee Dee said, Michelle. She wasn't being serious. Is this how it's gonna be from now on, Zeke? I know that you're getting ready to work for Jeremiah Dorval's HVAC business. You might run into Dee Dee pretty often because of that. Please tell me that you're not gonna let her manipulate you after you graduate. What did Heidi call you over the Russo estate for, Jeremiah? To inform me that Owen found someone else to endorse his campaign, and that person is Harley Drake. Harley? She didn't even get involved in his campaign before. How come she wants to endorse him now? I'm not sure, Shelly. Udell and Heidi don't think we have anything to worry about, but you're concerned. Harley and Heidi both lived at the Russo estate together for a time. What concerns me is that Heidi is underestimating Harley. Do you know how Nichelle is enjoying senior prom? I didn't hear from her, but I decided not to text and to let her enjoy her youth for as long as possible. Since she won't be going to college, she'll be joining the big dogs after she graduates high school. What updates do you have to share with me about Zena July? Alan fell in love at first sight, Pacho. He's so in love that he's trying to make Zena the face of the new jewelry designs I showcase. And I know the Russos won't be happy at all. Wow, Viv, your nephew is a real idiot. Cause Alan's brain has got an issue developing. I'm sure that he'll give Zena with an engagement ring by Christmas time. Alan is still your cousin, Max. I get that you're younger, but be a good example to him. Pray that he makes the right decisions as a leader or that he steps down as CEO once he realizes that he can't run Russo Jewelers. I know that prayer can turn things around, Vanessa, but I also know that Alan still has free will. Since I grew up with him, I know that he's prideful and power hungry just like his dad. That also means Alan wouldn't be willing to accept defeat easily. That doesn't mean he can't change his ways. And if he doesn't, then he'll face the consequences of his choices. Whatever happens, you'll be okay, Max. I'll also be right by your side. Can't you let go of this high school beef, Nichelle? Cause I can't keep trying to convince you that Dee ain't the manipulative schemer like you think she is. There's a difference between disliking someone for petty reasons and disliking them for who they prove that they are. Dee has shown me who she is time and time again. Because of that, I'll never let my guard down when it comes to her.
Previously, on In Times Like These.
It wasn't supposed to be like this, Vanessa. People in my family have screwed me over. Don't tell me that you don't want me near you because you don't want everyone realizing how a junior is dressed better than you are. Please tell me that you're not gonna let her manipulate you after you graduate. I ain't get no Mother's Day card when I was locked up. That could all change when they lay eyes on you at the graduation. And you don't think they'll try and kick me out? Everything you've done to upset this family has always come from a place of hurt and anger for you. Just don't make any more stupid decisions in the following months, or you'll regret it. Sorry, Mom, but I have to agree with Heidi. You can see yourself out. I really hope I'm not cramping your style, Harley. Ever since I got back, you've been so happy. Now, you seem bothered with something. It's Alan. He didn't take it well when I announced that I'd be endorsing Owen Grant. Now that I'm involved with the campaign, the results of the election might affect my relationship with my son. Can't believe you've already graduated high school, Max. It's crazy how time flies since when I graduated from here, you were still in elementary school. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna meet with Quinlan. Can't he just leave her alone for once? It's not like that whore is the one who graduated. Don't start with this tonight, Heidi. See you soon, Ben. I really appreciate you making it. Since Benedict has nothing to do with Russell Drawers, I have exciting news to share with each and every one of you. Do we really need to discuss business right now, Alan? This is a time of celebration. This is the perfect time to discuss business, Nona, especially when it involves the summer marketing campaign. Alright, Alan, what is it that you feel you need to share? I've got a well-known internet model to model for our new jewelry designs. Just spill it out, Alan. What's this person's name? Sina July. Félicitations, Vanessa. Merci, papa. Elle a allé université, papi. Moi connais ou content. Very happy, Jeremiah. And I know college isn't what you wanted to do, and now I see how much God blessed you with the path you chose. But God will bless Vanessa with the path she's taking. Are you ready to let Zeke go, Dee? I really saw my baby graduate. When I got arrested, I ain't even think I'd see this day. At least it makes up for you missing Quinlan's graduation all those years ago. Quinn ain't even want Virgil and I to show up, Jackie. You know that. I get that I still could have showed up, but what matters is that I'm here for Zeke now, and I'm ready to see my kids. You can't do that yet, Bernice. I've been away for all of these months, yet Alan still acts like a brat whenever you do something he doesn't agree with. Your son will be just fine, Harley. But this time around, I've made an inconvenience for him soon after he became the Russo Jewelry CEO. He had challenges, since the Russos don't approve of Alan's position, yet you and Clarice are the only ones who have supported him. And he might doubt my support now that he knows I'm endorsing Owen. If he's upset with me now, just imagine how he'd react once he realizes that I knew you were alive the moment you revealed yourself. Zena July? Who on earth is that? She's an OnlyFans model, Dad. OnlyFans? X-rated content mom. Have you lost your mind, Alan? What sort of business do you have with this girl? I just told you, no. She'll be wearing the new jewelry we'll be releasing this summer. Over my dead body. You're not the one in charge anymore. What I say goes. Besides, it's not like I'm planning for her to pose nude. On top of that, she doesn't want to be an OnlyFans model anymore. She wants to go legit. Alan, Russell Jewelers is not a charity. For decades, this company has been known to be classy and respectable. I get that we don't run a charity, Dad. I know exactly what I'm doing. Keep telling yourself that, Alan. You can try to lie to yourself, but you can't fool the rest of us. What you mean, cousin? Just cause Zeke graduated don't mean I'll stop being friends with him. Since he's going straight into the real world, you and Zeke won't be able to spend that much time with each other like you two used to. Maybe not, but we still got each other's number and can make plans, Vanessa. When he's not working, he'll want to spend time with his girlfriend. I know you haven't forgotten about Nichelle. What you mean I can't see my kids? They're gonna be shocked to see you, Bernice. Yeah, girl, that's the whole point. Neither of them even know that you got out of prison. They would have known if they asked you about me and kept in touch. Quinlan and Zeke need to be prepared. Aight, Jackie, what's your plan? It's not like you lied to Alan, Harley. Pacho and Vivian were the ones who lied to the entire world and made everyone believe that I was no longer alive. But Alan doesn't know that your demise was a lie, Finnegan. Once he finds out the truth, it could make him doubt me. You've loved him unconditionally the moment you laid eyes on him. How come he can't offer you the same grace? As you know, the Russos raised him. They'll always have an advantage over me, especially since Alan is running the family company. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you work at Russo Jewelers, Maximilian, so I don't think that your input matters. Watch it, Alan. Don't worry, Mom. Alan, you're making this family look like a joke by hiring an X-rated content creator to market the company's new products. How on earth did you even get involved with this woman, Alan? I met her at Theodosius' palace the other day, Nona. Believe me, once word gets out that she'll help market the new jewelry, then we'll get a lot of sales out of it. Or maybe the sales will drop, because our customers might be concerned that they'll catch a disease wearing our products. After all of the scandal this family has endured these past couple of years, Zena's involvement could help our customers understand that our past doesn't define us. You guys don't even know her. Neither do you, Maximilian. You have no place to talk. You make yourself look like this spiritual guy, but you won't even give Zena a chance? On top of that, you're not so perfect since you plan to end your own life instead of fighting against Yvette Mitchell's allegations against you. What you trying to say, Vanessa? You showed up at senior prom the other day and approached Zeke, knowing that Nichelle doesn't even trust you. Nichelle needs to get over herself. As if she doesn't have a reason to put her guard up. Dee Dee, this is me you're talking to. Don't try to deny that you have feelings for that girl's boyfriend. Wow, cousin. Seriously? Zeke is my friend. Epi, that's it. Even if I walk out of Zeke's life, it ain't like Nichelle is gonna stay with him forever. I know that for a fact. Ready to enter the real world, Zeke? Is that a serious question, Gwen? I just want to give you both a heads up. Adulting isn't as fun and exciting as they make it out to be. Congratulations, godson. Jackie, you ain't told me that you were gonna show up. Surprise! And I already met you, Ben, but I never got to meet the princess of Valley Park. Nichelle, this is my godmother, Jackie. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Nichelle. And there are more surprises to come. Someone else came along to congratulate you on your special day, Zeke. Alan needs to realize that you'll always be by his side, Harley. He needs to understand that you'll always support him even when everyone else doesn't. You'll never lose your son over what I'm trying to accomplish. Are you sure that you can keep that promise, Finnegan? I promise to do whatever I can to keep you two close. You want to say that again, Alan? Enough! This is not the time or place for this. Clearly, we need to discuss this topic more, but not here. I'll just check on Vanessa before I leave. Wow, Alan, thanks for proving me right. I knew we'd have to keep a close eye on you ever since you got this position. Keep a close eye on me all you want, Zia. Nothing any of you say or do will stop me from doing business with Zena July. What makes you so certain that Zeke and Nichelle won't make it, Dee Dee? Vanessa. She's all yours, Max. What's wrong, Max? This is supposed to be a happy occasion, but you look so miserable. I'm not miserable, Vanessa. I'm determined. After I finish community college, I'll be working for Russo Jewelers, even if I have to break the doors down myself. I'll do whatever it takes to keep Alan from destroying my family's legacy. If Kimmy came with you, then where is she now? Kimmy ain't come with me, Zeke. She's at the fair with her boyfriend, Lyric. I met him. Kimmy must really care about that guy. Don't worry, Zeke. She sends her love. But the person who I came with cares a lot about you and your sister. Just give it to us straight, Jackie. Who came along with you? That will be me. Goodness, I can't believe my eyes. Y'all are so big now. Mom, glad y'all remember who I am. So are y'all just gonna stand there shocked, or are y'all gonna show your mom some love?
Previously on In Times Like These.
Goodness, I can't believe my eyes. Y'all are so big now. Mom, glad y'all remember who I am. So are y'all just gonna stand there shocked, or are y'all gonna show your mom some love? Here's my card, Xena. Let your people reach my people. Or you can get in touch with me personally. Whatever floats your boat, I'll definitely keep in touch. It was really great meeting you, Alan. Looking forward to discussing business with you. Because of Sean's complicated personality, he and Lucas weren't extremely close. But Lucas still loved his older brother just like he loves Wade, who absolutely adores Lucas. Don't lie to me, Kimmy. I ain't lying to you. I never lied to you. Get better soon. The school year is over and we got the whole summer to spend with each other. Yeah, Lyric, I'm really looking forward to it. Are you? Why would you ask? I heard what you said, Kimmy, but you don't sound excited to spend the summer with me at all. Are you ready to say goodbye, Mom? I don't know what mother is ready to say goodbye to their child. Is Lucas ready? How are you holding up, Zeke? I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that Mom is out of prison. So am I. But just because Mom's free doesn't mean that she needs to be in our lives. Since y'all are here, y'all need to talk things out as a family. What is it that you needed to speak with me about, Vivian? The thing is that I'm not the only person who wants to speak with you. Who else does? We do. We've been eager to meet you, Xena. Lyric, if I ain't want to spend time with you, then I wouldn't have skipped Zeke's graduation so that we could go to the fair. Did you even have fun with me that night? Were you regretting that you missed your godbrother's graduation? I did have fun with you. Then how come your face don't show it, Kimmy? You still thinking that we shouldn't spend all our time together this summer? How are you holding up, Lucas? It feels weird to say goodbye to Sean when we don't even have his body. Losing Sean is difficult on the whole family. And I get how Sean didn't want to go to prison, but there's still something I don't get. What is it? I still don't understand why Sean would take his own life for none of us to find his body. Got a nice place here, Quinn. Don't waste time. Just say what you have to say and leave. And that's supposed to be fair? How am I supposed to say what I need to say when y'all wouldn't even let me speak with y'all at the high school? Y'all literally walked away from me the moment y'all saw me. Because we have nothing to say to you. What about you, Zeke? Is your sister speaking for you? You ain't want to tell me what's on your heart right now? It's really great to meet you, Pacho and Michelle. I've been eager to meet with you both as well. From what I hear, congratulations are in order. You'll be modeling for the new Russo Jewelers products. Thanks. I'm really excited to get to work. Keep that same energy, cause the Russos sure ain't excited that you'll be taking part in their company. Lyric, I don't need to be with you 24/7 to prove to you how much I care about you. Care? What about love, Kimmy? You say you have fun at the fair, but you can't even tell me you love me? Unless you lied about enjoying the fair. And you know I don't like being lied to. I ain't lying to you. After all this time we've been together, you still doubt me? Only cause you're always making it easy. After the way you treat me, you think I can give you my full trust? If you don't trust me, Lyric, then how come you're still with me? Watch that tone in your voice when you speak to me. Don't you remember what I told you, Lucas? Sean left a note for us stating that he didn't want us to find him. I remember Wade, but I also remember you saying that he did it to spare us from the pain. But it's still painful knowing that he's gone. It's even more painful knowing that we can't even bury him. You knew our brother didn't always make the wisest choices. So how was he smart enough to run off and end his life without anyone finding his body by now? Sean was also never known to be selfless. Since when did he start caring about our feelings? Just leave it alone, Lucas. What you want me to say, Mom? I want to hear you say that you're happy that I got released from prison. Don't you feel ashamed that you even got thrown in prison in the first place? If Quinn ain't taking me in, then I could have been placed into care. I ain't surprised that your sister stepped up, Zeke. She always has. And I wasn't gonna let my brother grow up in the system like you let me. Like, that's what I wanted for you. It wasn't. Whenever CPS would take you away, it would break my heart. I'd go through the same pain as when I lost your father, Quinn. If it hurt you that bad, then you should have made better life decisions. Look, I know that your life ain't been easy, but my life ain't been easy either. Most of all, you ain't got no right to judge me, little miss. I break generational curses. Please. Vivian, you've already warned me that I'd face opposition from the Russos. And I'm glad you pay attention when I speak, Zena. Even though Alan is still CEO, the Russos will do whatever they can to stop you from taking a huge part in Russo Jewelers. What exactly do you think the Russos will do? I think the question you should be asking us is what they won't try to do to you, Zena. My sister's right. When it comes to that family, you need to be prepared for anything they might throw at you. But you three will help me, right? Girl, you better learn to help yourself, because it would raise too much suspicion if any of us stand by your side. If you truly want to rebrand your image, then you need to ensure us that you won't back down when the Russos go against you. Why can't you trust me 100%, Lyric? Because you ain't even shown me the same amount of love I've shown you. When we got together, I held you when you cried, bought you flowers and other gifts to cheer you up, but you ain't done none of that for me in return. I'm sorry. I never realized how much that hurt you. You should feel sorry, Kimmy. We are saying goodbye to Sean today. Don't you dare speak to your youngest brother with that attitude, Wade. Not in my presence. I'm sorry, Lucas. As you know, it's just an emotional day for me. I get it, Wade. Sorry for all of the questions I have. It's just that Sean's passing made me so confused. There's no use being confused, Lucas. We just need to say goodbye to your older brother and figure out how to move forward as a family. All I did was help my brother when he was in need. You think I don't have a right to share my thoughts on your actions? It's public knowledge that you ran over your boyfriend with a car when you had a son to look after. And you were supposed to look after your brother when you put his life in danger more than once, just so you could cash in your check at your fancy media job. Speaking of cashing in a check, you almost won it big when you were sleeping with your rich boyfriend's father. Get out. Quinlan, please. I said I don't want this to take long, and I'm not gonna go back and forth with you either. Now leave. I'll go. You can try and get rid of me all you want, Quinn, but you ain't never gonna erase the fact that I'm your mother. I've had to fight many battles in my lifetime. I don't need to prepare to go against the Russos. The Russos need to be prepared to go against me. That's the spirit, Zena. I agree. Because you can't forget that the Russos will do whatever it takes to protect their family legacy. Since the endgame is to make sure that Alan puts a ring on my finger, the Russos will have to accept the day that I eventually become family.
Previously on In Times Like These.
And you were supposed to look after your brother when you put his life in danger more than once, just so you could cash in your check at your fancy media job. Speaking of cashing in a check, you almost won it big when you were sleeping with your rich boyfriend's father. Get out. I'll go. You can try and get rid of me all you want, Quinn, but you ain't never gonna erase the fact that I'm your mother. And you know I don't like being lied to. I ain't lying to you. After all this time we've been together, you still doubt me? Only cause you're always making it easy. After the way you treat me, you think I can give you my full trust? If you don't trust me, Lyric, then how come you're still with me? Watch that tone in your voice when you speak to me. Cause you can't forget that the Russos will do whatever it takes to protect their family legacy. Since the endgame is to make sure that Alan puts a ring on my finger, The Russos will have to accept the day that I eventually become family. Hello, Xena. Welcome to Russo Jewelers. Thanks, Alan. I'm so ready to start getting to work. Xena July. Always waiting for you to show up here. Xena, this is my father, Isidore Russo. I'm sure you've heard a lot about me, and I certainly have heard a lot of problematic things about you, young lady. I'm surprised you brought me to Shirley's Diner today, Lyric. Bringing you here is what will put the two of us in the right place. You're happy we're here, and I care about your happiness, Kimmy. How are you holding up, Quinlan? Did you hear from your mom lately? Other than when she and Jackie showed up here, I haven't, and I'm glad, Ben. I'm just worried that she'll try and manipulate Zeke to accept her back into his life. Zeke, what's going on? I know that we already discussed the baby, but I want you to know that I can't be in the baby's life. Not ever. How come you're 100% certain now? 'Cause my mom's out of prison. You don't need to be concerned about the things you've heard about me, Isidore. Right now you're speaking with a brand new Xena July. Just like how things on the internet stay on the internet forever, a reputation will follow you always. And I won't let anyone's reputation bring my grandfather's company down to the gutter like your name. Dad, Xena is doing business with us, whether you like it or not. I'd like for you to show her some respect because she will help take Russo Jewelers to new heights. Share the vision all you want, Alan. We'll never see it. I really appreciate what you're trying to do for me, Lyric. And like I told you, I'm sorry for making you feel like I don't care about you. As long as the two of us get along, then our relationship will work out perfectly. And I want the same thing. Good, Kimmy. Just be patient with me, just like I've been patient with you. Hold on. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Hey, I hope you're not sitting in this place all by yourself. Try to give Zeke some credit. He's at a point in his life where he's old enough to see sense. I get that, Ben. Zeke has really improved as an individual, and it frightens me that my mother's release from prison could hinder that. If Zeke's future is important to him, then he won't let your mother mess that up. And everything is going so well for him. He just graduated high school and is getting ready to start a career. This was supposed to be a new beginning for both of us. Instead, my mother coming back into our lives just brings back painful memories. Do you think that your mom would be a danger to my baby? My mom would never physically hurt a baby, Yvette, but the baby's gonna be a Mitchell heir. If my mom finds out I got you pregnant, she could try and take advantage of that. Thanks for letting me know, Zeke. I really thought you should know because I wouldn't forgive myself if my mom found out about the baby. Since you're trying to distance yourself from the baby, are you worried that you might not be able to separate yourself from your mom? I'm not gonna let any of you gang up on Xena like this. No one is ganging up on her, Alan. But we need to discuss her place in this company since you refused to approach us first about this. Mr. Russo, I hope that you and Gianni are aware that the three of us have something in common. Oh really? What would that be? Wealth? More than that, the three of us are publicly known for our scandalous behavior. I ain't by myself. My boyfriend is in the bathroom right now. Can't say that I'm surprised some guy already has your heart. My name is Lucas, and I'd like to know your name. Give my name to a complete stranger? I just told you my name. It's Lucas. Lucas Apina. Apina, as in related to Sean Apina, the man who took my friend's life. Oh, you were friends with that girl? Her name was Danny, and she was my best friend, and I want nothing to do with anyone related to that monster. I mean, my brother never got charged with what he did, 'cause he ran off and took his own life. Besides, your father never got charged with what he did before he passed away. Your oldest brother, Wade, is still running an illegal trafficking ring and ain't got a criminal record. You know what? Just get out of my face before I throw up. What's going on here, Kimmy? Are you talking about the memories of Zeke's father, Virgil? Those aren't memories that leave you bent, and I wish that I could get the memory of that monster's hands and breath out of my mind. But those memories became even more fresh now that your mom's back. Are you worried that with Bernice being back in your life, then Virgil could come back too? No one has seen nor heard from Virgil in years. I'm not worried that my mom would try and get in touch with him. Maybe she won't go out looking for him if she knew what he did to you. I'm trying to distance myself, Yvette, but my mom ain't gonna try and stop reconnecting with me and Quint. Do you not think she changed the whole time she was in prison? I know she ain't changed, Yvette. It's like my mom expects Quint and I to welcome her back with open arms. I can't have the baby exposed to that. And I'll take good care of my son, Zeke. I know you will, Yvette. I'll call you later. I'm getting another call coming in. Dee Dee, hey Zeke. Glad you ain't forget about me now that you're done with high school. Wait a minute, young lady. My family and I own our mistakes. You profit off of your reprehensible behavior. I don't want my past to define me, Mr. Russo. Maybe you should stop trying to show off this perfect persona to the world and let your customers know that the Russos are human, just like everyone else. That's it. I found the perfect tagline for the new jewelry designs. Perfection is overrated. I knew asking you to model the new designs was the perfect decision. Only the sales will determine that, Alan, because none of us are as optimistic as you are. Who you talking to, Kimmy? Nobody, Lyric. Let's head out. I'm not taking that chance, Ben. Not ever. Your mom wants to reconnect Quinlan. That could mean that she could believe you if you say something to her. And she definitely wouldn't believe me now since she'll see it as some ploy to make sure she stays away from Zeke and I. At this time, I just need to figure out how to adjust to life with my mom being out of prison. What you need to say to me, Dee Dee? I ain't heard from you in a while. Most of all, I ain't get the chance to congratulate you after the graduation. Why'd you leave so early? It's my mom. She got released from prison. Whoa, how you feel about that, Zeke? All I can think about is my son and how I need to keep him far away from her.
Previously on In Times Like These.
Don't you both know by now that you shouldn't underestimate me? Do you think we should be worried, Udell? Owen is all talk. We have nothing to worry about. But you're concerned. Harley and Heidi both lived at the Russo estate together for a time. What concerns me is that Heidi is underestimating Harley. Mr. Russo, I hope that you and Gianni are aware that the three of us have something in common. Oh really? What would that be? Wealth? More than that, the three of us are publicly known for our scandalous behavior. I must say, Vivian, it brings me so much joy knowing that you ain't making up any plots against the Russos after you stepped down as CEO. If you're here to ask me about an internship, Maximilian, then you'll need to wait until you finish freshman year, just like I did. I'm not trying to ask you for a job at Russo Jewelers, Alan. Lately, I've been curious. What do you plan to do if this marketing campaign you have planned with Xena July flops? What's going on, Jeremiah? I must admit, Udell, I'm still pretty uneasy about Harley Drake endorsing Owen Grant for his campaign. Hope you've been doing well, Wanda. I've really missed you. Can't say that I feel the same at all, Owen. It seems like Harley Drake was the mysterious endorser you annoyed Udell and I about. I wasn't trying to annoy either of you. Maybe you weren't trying to annoy me, but I know for sure that you wanted my husband to be frustrated. Anyways, I'm glad that you're paying attention to the election, only because I'm trying to figure out what damage you and Harley Drake are trying to create. I already told you, Mama. I'm trying to make peace with Lorenzo and the rest of the family. Even though I'm still hesitant about you bonding with Lorenzo, I'm relieved that you ain't gonna continue to be at war with the Russos. I knew I would find you here. What do you want, Clarice? And why come looking for me when you could have just waited for me to come back to the estate? Because I demand to know if you're responsible for Zena July coming into my family's life, Vivian. My marketing campaign won't flop, Maximilian. As for a plan B, that is none of your business. Since our last name is Russo, and since Russo is in the company name, then that makes it my business, Alan. Well, as the head of the company, I won't be discussing it with you. You'll just have to be patient before I tell you anything about my decisions as CEO. Answer this for me, Alan. Have you ever wondered why Zena chose Russo Jewelers to help rebrand her image? We've already discussed this, Jeremiah. I truly don't think we should be concerned because I don't see Harley as a threat to Heidi's campaign. But Harley was married to Isidore Russo long enough to know the strengths and weaknesses of Heidi and the rest of the Russo family. And I'm sure that Heidi is aware of that. Then how come it seems like Heidi is underestimating her, Udell? Because Harley has less influence than Pacho Torres and the rest of the Russos. As if Harley can't use Owen's campaign to remind Valley Park that she was once a Russo and that she gave birth to a Russo heir. I don't plan to create any damage, Wanda. All Harley is helping me to do is become the next district attorney in November. Harley has been bitter against the Russos for years. This campaign will be uglier since you're working with someone who knows how ugly Heidi and the Russos can be. Harley is aware that my goal is to make Valley Park see that I will be a better DA. Don't act like you won't try and trash Heidi's name in order to do that. Who is Zena July? An online hooker who my grandson hired to model for the new jewelry designs. Is this true, Vivian? Did you have something to do with this? No, Mama. I met Zena the same time that Alan met her. And for your information, Clarice, I encourage your grandson to speak with the family before deciding to do business with Zena. And I'm supposed to take your word for it? When you've lied time and time again, how am I supposed to believe you now? Russo Jewelers has always been known to be a respectable company. You already knew that, Maximilian. Why wouldn't Zena want to be involved? But there are plenty of respectable companies out there. Why would Zena choose our family's business? If you must know, I was the one who offered Zena the deal to work with Russo Jewelers. And you don't think this could have been her plan all along? Maybe she had a feeling that you could easily be swayed by a girl with a cute smile. Harley would be making a mistake if she and Owen focused on Heidi's flaws rather than focusing on getting justice. This town is beginning to heal from Keith Burke's crimes and the passing of Danny Clark. Since you mentioned that poor girl, Harley and Owen can bring up the fact that Sean Apina took his own life so that he wouldn't pay for taking Danny's life. And we'll handle it if it ever comes to that. Udell, I'm certain that Harley wouldn't have endorsed Owen if she didn't have anything up her sleeve. How much more dirt will I have to dig up when it comes to Heidi? She already made enough reckless decisions, and I'm certain that she'll continue to make more. As if you're squeaky clean, Heidi and I are different. For example, I doubt she loved Finnegan Burke when the two of them were sleeping together. As for the two of us, I loved you, and that love will never go away. This love you're talking about doesn't exist, Owen. It's nothing but a fantasy. Now who's a liar? Wanda, I've showed you time and time again how real my love is. Those intimate moments together will never be forgotten. Here's what you need to understand, Clarice. I ain't responsible for every terrible thing that the Russos go through. I'm not a fool, Vivian. It is not a coincidence that Zena came into Alan's life soon after you signed Russo Jewelers over to him. Oh yes it is. Again, why would I sign over the company to Alan if I wanted to see him fail? I am warning you, girl. If Zena ends up hurting my grandson, then you will face my wrath. What exactly are you trying to say? I mean, you slept with Dr. Murphy, distracting her from being a mother to her psycho son who stalked my girlfriend. Because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if Zena seduced you into bed to get you to help her rise in society. I think you need to shut up. Better yet, let me shut your mouth up for you. Don't you dare take another step, Alan. Did you not hear what your son said, Zio? I don't care. Whatever he said doesn't mean you should put your hands on him. What about you, Dad? You're just gonna let Zio talk to me like that? Not if you were gonna deck your cousin in the face to defend someone like Zena July. You know what? I can't wait for Xena and I to prove you all wrong. Whatever Harley has planned, I doubt she'd land on top, especially when her skill set is in the courtroom and not in politics. Is that it? Nothing I say will convince you that Harley could be a threat? Your concerns are valid, Jeremiah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Harley and Owen come up with any attacks, but I'm positive that they won't be victorious. Let me make something clear. Pacho dropped his endorsement because he knew you are hiding something. Just make sure Harley doesn't find out about what went down between us, Owen. What went on between us will continue to stay between us. Except Shelley Dorval knows now, and you assured me that she wouldn't tell a soul. But I believe you should be more concerned about Shelley letting it slip rather than Harley finding out. Because if Jeremiah finds out about his Wanda, then I wouldn't be surprised if he exposes our so-called sins. Food for thought.
Previously on In Times Like These.
I mean, you slept with Dr. Murphy, distracting her from being a mother to her psycho son who stalked my girlfriend. Because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if Xena seduced you into bed to get you to help her rise in society. I think you need to shut up. Better yet, let me shut your mouth up for you. Don't you dare take another step, Alan. You know what? I can't wait for Xena and I to prove you all wrong. I wouldn't forgive myself if my mom found out about the baby. Since you're trying to distance yourself from the baby, are you worried that you might not be able to separate yourself from your mom? Why do you look stressed, Yvette? Hopefully nothing is going wrong with your lip gloss line. The lip gloss line is fine, JJ. It's just that Zeke told me something that kind of worries me. What did he tell you? He told me that his mom is out of prison. Okay, Kimmy. Make sure you and Lyric stay safe. Love you. Bye. I'm kinda getting jealous, Jackie. At least your child still wants to speak with you. Trust me, Bernice. My relationship with Kimmy ain't all sunshine and roses. Have some faith. Quinlan and Zeke will come around eventually. Have you and Ellen made amends yet, Max? Not even close, Vanessa. Not when I'm certain that Xena July has ulterior motives. And those will be the photographers you'll be working with. You're putting together a talented team, Alan. I can't wait to get this started. Before we go any further, I need to ask you something, Xena. Ask away. Are you sure that you don't have an agenda which you're keeping from me? I mean, Zeke didn't tell his mom that he got you pregnant. Maybe you don't really have anything to worry about. But she was just released from prison, JJ. That woman was sent to prison for running over her boyfriend. Now, I've already had my reasons for keeping Zeke away. He doesn't need his life turned upside down and doesn't need to lose Nichelle. Come to find out, my son will be safe without having Zeke in his life right now. You know I won't say anything. Zeke assured you that he'll keep quiet and stay away. And I trust you, JJ. Believe it or not, I trust Zeke too. But don't forget that your cousin Dee Dee knows the truth when I haven't been able to trust her again. You here for an appointment, Quinn? Or are you here to pay your mom a visit? I came to visit, but it won't be a friendly one. Look, if you're here to judge me or whatever, then you can walk away and let me get back to work. All I want is for you to assure me that you won't try and manipulate Zeke into letting you back into his life. Do you know what Xena's ulterior motives might be? No, I don't know for sure, Vanessa. But I know it's not a coincidence that she appeared out of nowhere soon after Alan became CEO. You've already mentioned that she's trying to rebrand her image. But does she really need my family's company to do so? I'm not crazy, Vanessa. I know that she's up to something. Let me remind you that you're the one who approached me to help market the new jewelry designs. Yeah, but it was public knowledge that Vivian signed over Russo Jewelers to me. And you're wondering if I saw that as a perfect opportunity to move to Valley Park and change my image? Only you can answer that for me, Xena. Do you want me to talk with Dee? Explain to her that I know Zeke got you pregnant and make sure she keeps her mouth shut? Hold on with that, JJ. I count it as a good sign that Dee hasn't told the entire world who the father of my baby is. What do you want to do now that Zeke's mom is out of prison? The thing is that my parents still don't know who my unborn son's father is. They've got no idea that the baby's grandmother is an ex-felon. Yvette, are you saying that you're thinking about telling your parents who got you pregnant? I ain't forgotten that your brother is 18, Quinn. It's up to him if he wants me in his life or not. I don't need to manipulate him at all. I get what you're saying, but Zeke is still a young man. Even though he can still make his own choices, he's still trying to figure out life. I don't want you making things confusing for him. Hold up. Just cause you looked after him for a couple of years, don't make you his mother. That's my job. And you haven't done a great job of it. Quinlan, your mom is trying to better herself. That's why she's working in this salon. You two grew up together, Jackie. Are you sure that my mom won't get bored and try to go on her get-rich-quick schemes again? I don't think you're crazy, Max. All I ask is that you think things through before you take action. All I can think of now is getting close enough to Xena to try and figure out what she's up to. But the closer you get to her, the more she'll try to deceive you. There's no use doing that if the two of you are just gonna deceive each other. So how am I supposed to save my family's company before my cousin allows Xena to destroy it? Would it be a serious issue if I thought your leadership could help me better my life? Do you see that as me trying to hurt someone, Alan? I haven't been CEO for long, but I've been in business long enough to know that my feelings shouldn't determine how I run Russo Jewelers, and I want to see this company soar to new heights. Let me assure you that the two of us want the same thing, and you don't expect more? I don't understand what you mean. Here's the thing, Xena. Last summer, I had my heart broken. Did you come into my life to tear up my heart even more? I know that my parents will do whatever it takes to protect my baby from Zeke's mom. Since I won't be adding Zeke's name on the birth certificate, I think my dad can figure out some legal steps to make sure nothing goes wrong with me having full custody once my son is born. Sounds like you got everything planned, Yvette. Let's just hope that everything goes as planned. If a better opportunity comes my way, Quinn, then I'ma take it, as long as it's legal. I bet you've told yourself that for over 20 years, but never kept your word. You've made your point, Quinlan. If you ain't here to make peace with your mom, then you should go. Gladly. There's one good thing about Quinn keeping a close eye on me. At least I'm her #1 enemy, instead of the opinions. The best thing you can rely on is your dad keeping an eye on Alan since you're not able to work at the company right now. There's that, but I also need to figure out how I'm gonna bear through Alan gloating over the fact that he's currently running Russo Jewelers. Sorry to hear how you've been hurt in the past, but I didn't realize I even had your heart, Alan. It's not like it sounds. What I'm trying to say is that the two of us get along, Xena. I just hope this fondness we have for each other isn't your way of trying to use me to achieve some goal of yours. One thing about me is that I don't waste my precious time with people I don't enjoy being around. Don't let the naysayers affect the way you see me.
Previously on In Times Like These.
I don't want you making things confusing for him. Hold up. Just cause you looked after him for a couple of years, don't make you his mother. That's my job. And you haven't done a great job of it. Quinlan, your mom is trying to better herself. That's why she's working in this salon. You two grew up together, Jackie. Are you sure that my mom won't get bored and try to go on her get-rich-quick schemes again? And you assured me that she wouldn't tell a soul, but I believe you should be more concerned about Shelley letting it slip rather than Harley finding out. Because if Jeremiah finds out about his Wanda, then I wouldn't be surprised if he exposes our so-called sins. Food for thought. Apina, as in related to Sean Apina, the man who took my friend's life. Oh, you were friends with that girl? Her name was Danny, and she was my best friend, and I want nothing to do with anyone related to that monster. I mean, my brother never got charged with what he did, 'cause he ran off and took his own life. Besides, your father never got charged with what he did before he passed away. Your oldest brother, Wade, is still running an illegal trafficking ring and ain't got a criminal record. You know what? Just get out of my face before I throw up. For your sake, I really hope that you're not spending the rest of your summer locked away in here. I thought you'd be hanging out with your friends for the most part. I've been thinking about Sean. Listen, Lucas, I get that Sean is gone, but that fact shouldn't keep you from living your life. To be specific, I'm thinking more about his actions rather than his passing, Wade. I'm thinking about how our brother took that girl's life. What you need, Essador? Here to wish your baby sister a happy birthday? Doing that would mean I'd be celebrating my father's infidelity. I need a favor, Vivian. On my birthday, what you want me to do for you? I'd like for you to convince Pacho to try to unban me from Theodosius' palace. Nichelle, I am so impressed with you. Not only did you flawlessly set up your own senior prom, but I'm so amazed to see how you set up the Juneteenth event for the Mitchells. What can I say, Mom? It's in my blood. Besides, I know how important today is. Not only to celebrate the freedom of the remaining slaves in this country, but I like to do my part in raising awareness for missing Black people in this nation. Keep up the good work. Will do. And if I haven't told you yet, I just want to let you know how much I love working by your side. I love working by your side too. Nichelle, what's up? You ain't forget me, right? It feels a bit strange coming to the event like this without the rest of the family. Well, the rest of the family wanted to give us a break while they look after Thomas. You can tell me if you're wrong, but you seem a bit tense. Guess it's just me trying to adjust to being without our baby. Is that all, Shelly? Udall certainly doesn't satisfy your every need, since you and I have made love multiple times. You two did what? How can I keep something like this from my own husband? How do you expect me to pretend like I don't know what you've done whenever I see Udall or Yvette? Hey, Jeremiah and Shelly. Happy Juneteenth. You're not the one who took that girl's life, Lucas. Don't think about it. Just like how I'm not supposed to think about the alleged business our family takes part in. Exactly. Once Mom gave birth to you, this family decided that you'd be the one who would bring respect to the Apina name, which is why you've been attending boarding school. I get that you want me to have a legitimate career, Wade, but after Danny Clark lost her life, it felt like our family's name has condemned me already. Speaking of Theodosius' palace, I'm supposed to meet with Pacho at the beachfront to not only celebrate my birthday, but to attend the Juneteenth event. I ain't trying to waste time, Essador. Besides, I already did you a huge favor by stepping down as CEO and signing the company over to your son. And like I already told you, I didn't see that as a favor at all. Not when Alan isn't making the right choices. Look, Vivian, I don't want Isabel to hate me for the rest of her life. I'm sure she ain't want to say goodbye to her youngest daughter for the rest of her life. But what you did back in the day cost you less of her life. I don't need the reminder. Please. Even if I don't get back with Isabel, I just need her forgiveness. Can you please attempt to help me with that? You're not hard to forget, Miss Franklin. Miss Franklin? Are you telling me that this is Zeke and Quinlan's mother? Yep. Please. Call me Bernice. Okay, Bernice. I heard a lot about you. Not good. Especially with the fact that you spent time in prison for running a man over with your car. I served my time, Mrs. Torres, but since our kids are dating, can I call you Isabel? Why exactly are you here? For starters, it's Juneteenth, and this is a public event which y'all got here. On top of that, I like to know Nichelle more, except Zeke doesn't want anything to do with you. And since you're with my son, I'd like you to help me change that. Where's the rest of the family? They're looking after the baby since they saw this as a perfect chance to give Shelly and I time together. How is that beautiful boy I helped bring into the world? He's doing good, Wanda. I'm so happy to hear that. I get that Yvette hasn't been a newborn for a while, but I understand needing time to recharge. And I'm glad that you two decided to come to the event. And I get that you two want to spend quality time together, but can I have a quick moment with you, Shelly? Where exactly is this coming from, Lucas? I met Danny Clark's best friend the other day at that new diner, and she recognized you? No, but when I introduced myself, she certainly recognized my last name and wasn't too happy about it, Wade. When she found out I was Sean's younger brother, she made it clear that she wanted nothing to do with me. Forget her. You have nothing to be ashamed of. I hear what you're trying to say, Wade, but you can't erase the fact that the whole world feels like I should be ashamed. I was wondering when you were gonna make it, Viv. Happy birthday. Thanks, Pacho. I was trying to get here earlier, but I was held up by Isidore. What has he done this time? He asked me to try and use my charm with you to convince your sister to unban him from the hotel. And he didn't think that would be a waste of time? Even if Nichelle allowed him to come here, nothing he'd do would ever convince my mother to take him back. What can we do, Pacho? My brother is constantly living in some sort of fantasy world where he and your mother live happily ever after. You know what? I think I know a way where I can get Isidore to stop living in fantasy land, once and for all. Do you think I would stand by and allow you to use my daughter as some bridge between you and your son? Don't worry, Mom. I'll be fine. Alright, you let me know the moment you need anything. My mom's got a point, Bernice. I don't really feel comfortable trying to convince Zeke to let you back into his life. I see how close you and your mom are. I want the same thing with my kids, Nichelle. Don't you want Zeke to have what you got? Why are you talking to my girl, Mom? Why do you need to speak with Shelly without me present? As you know, Yvette's gonna have a baby of her own, and that baby is gonna get here sooner than we know it. I just need to quickly speak with your wife about motherly things. Alright, I'll let you two talk. I'll be right back, Shelly. I don't appreciate you lying to my husband, Wanda. Not when we both know. You're not gonna discuss your grandchild with me. Do you think Dad cared about what the rest of the world thought about him before he passed? Do you think I care? Stop caring about what others think, Lucas. That will help you show the world what you're made of. What about Danny's friend? When she spoke about her, I saw a lot of pain in her eyes. Sean's no longer alive, and that girl just wants someone to blame. Don't let her blame you for something you're not responsible for. What you got planned, Pacho? It's obvious that Isidore won't stop trying to make my mom fall in love with him again. But I know he'll get the point that my mom will never want him. All I need is for my mother to agree with what I've got planned. I'm just trying to get to know your girl, Zeke. At an event you weren't invited to? Do people not realize that this is a public event that everyone was invited to? Save it. Just leave, Mom. It was good seeing you again, Nichelle. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. What did she tell you, Nichelle? She wanted to see if I could get you to give her a chance. And don't worry, Zeke, I refused. But she seems genuine, though. I'm sure she did seem genuine, but I ain't gonna let her in my life. You don't know how much she's robbed me of. I'm sorry for lying to Jeremiah, but what I have to say to you is extremely important, Shelly. Since Harley is endorsing Owen Grant, it only means that this election will be a bit more intense. I just needed you to understand how important it is for you not to tell Jeremiah about me and Owen. I already said that I'd keep your disgusting, dirty secret, Wanda, but I have another question. If Jeremiah were to find out, are you saying that you don't trust me? Because you shouldn't lecture me about trust when you know your own husband shouldn't trust you. As I was saying, if Jeremiah were to find out about Owen and I, would he expose it just to make Owen lose the election? I don't think. That's an answer you'd like to find out. Now excuse me, I'll be enjoying quality time with my loving husband.
Previously on In Times Like These.
When she found out I was Sean's younger brother, she made it clear that she wanted nothing to do with me. Forget her. You have nothing to be ashamed of. I hear what you're trying to say, Wade, but you can't erase the fact that the whole world feels like I should be ashamed. My brother is constantly living in some sort of fantasy world where he and your mother live happily ever after. You know what? I think I know a way where I can get Isidore to stop living in fantasy land, once and for all. Save it. Just leave, Mom. It was good seeing you again, Nichelle. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. What did she tell you, Nichelle? She wanted to see if I could get you to give her a chance. And don't worry, Zeke, I refused. But she seems genuine, though. I'm sure she did seem genuine, but I ain't gonna let her in my life. You don't know how much she's robbed me of. Then how come it seems like Heidi is underestimating her, Udell? Because Harley has less influence than Pacho Torres and the rest of the Russos. As if Harley can't use Owen's campaign to remind Valley Park that she was once a Russo and that she gave birth to a Russo heir. Now that you're endorsing my campaign, how do you suggest I move forward? First things first, we need to make sure that Valley Park doesn't see your campaign as some revenge plot against the Russos. After some thinking, I believe we should bring up the fact that a huge crime hasn't ended with justice under Heidi's watch as district attorney. Kimmy, right? You again? Did I not make myself clear last time, or are you just not that bright? Please, just give me a minute to hear me out. Did Zeke reach out after you surprised Nichelle Torres at the Juneteenth event? Nah. Maybe this should be a sign to you that you should let Quinlan and Zeke reach out to you instead. And you claimed that you weren't gonna try and manipulate Zeke. What's this important piece of information you feel you need to tell me, Bacho? Before Viv came to the Juneteenth event, Estor asked her to see if I could figure out a way to get him unbanned from the hotel. And you thought this was something I needed to know? Your sister would never change her mind. But what if lifting the ban is what's best for the family, Ma? What case are you referring to? The Danny Clark case, of course. Did you forget how much attention it caught on social media? I haven't forgotten. And the attention it got is why everyone knows that Shauna Pena took that girl's life. Yes, everyone does know, but he was never arrested. In fact, he slipped through the police department's fingers and ran off so that he could end his own life in some undetected area. And that's not all, Owen. What else do you have in mind? The Peñas are still running their organization, and Heidi hasn't been able to stop them. My boyfriend will be here any minute, and I don't want him seeing me with you. I promise, Kimmy. What I need to say won't take long. I need you to know that I'm sorry. Sorry about what? My brother Sean taking your best friend's life, and I am sorry about that. Now you're just wasting my time. What I'm trying to explain to you is that I should have been more sensitive about how you felt, and I'm sorry that I wasn't before. Watch yourself, Quinn. I ain't manipulate your brother. So you're just gonna gaslight me now? Zeke told me what you pulled at Theodosius' palace the other day. Unless you're so narcissistic that you don't realize what you did was manipulation. Girl, stop being so dramatic. All I did was ask Nichelle to speak with Zeke. And when he asked me to leave, that's exactly what I did. Oh, so what you're saying is that you were dumb enough to attempt to manipulate Nichelle into getting her to do what you want. How does that statement make any sense to you, Bacho? If Isidore is allowed back at Theodosius' palace, then he'd never leave me alone. He will when he realizes that you've made a fool out of him. What sort of scheme are you cooking up now? Give him a compromise. He's allowed back at Theodosius' palace as long as he makes a sacrifice. And the sacrifice would be giving up the majority of the Russo Jewelers shares that he has left. I'm not too sure about this, Harley. Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that the Peñas run a trafficking ring, but since there's no proof, they can come after me for libel. Valley Park is aware of the known secret which the Peña family has, Owen, but they threw Sean under the bus to cover up their own crimes. Your job is to make it clear that if Heidi had done her job, then Danny Clark would still be alive. That might work. I'm 100% certain that it will work, and you need to be sure of that as well. Valley Park needs a bold DA who is sure of himself. As if taking my friend's passing seriously is gonna erase the fact that your brother is the reason she's gone. What I don't want is for my brother's actions to affect the way you see me. Why does that matter to you? I don't know you, and you don't know me. We ain't gonna be in the same circle. I live in the south side while you live on the wealthier side of town, living off of the work that cost my friend her life. But I know how much losing Danny hurts you, and I know it's gonna haunt you for as long as you live, Kimmy. I just don't want you to see me the same way you see Sean. This is the second time I've seen you bothering my girl. Hold up, you ain't gonna talk to your mom like that, not in my house. It's good, Jackie. Ever since Quinn's dad was taken from me, she felt like she ain't need to respect me. Did you forget about all the times CPS took me away from you? Like I'm supposed to pretend that being your daughter wasn't traumatic? If you don't believe I respect you, then it's because you weren't respectable. You still aren't. I don't want anything to do with the Russos or their business. Ma, you don't need to keep the shares. And who am I supposed to sign them over to when Isidore signs them over to me? Vivian? Ding ding. Is she seriously scheming to take over Russo Jewelers again after she gave it away? That's not what she's trying to do, Ma. But giving her Isidore's shares gives her an advantage over him. Once he finds out you played him for a fool like that, then he'll never forgive you. What do you think? You don't need to worry about me being sure of myself, Harley. I'm ready to get this plan moving along. That's what I love to hear. I'll be in touch. And I love what I just heard. I'm eager to see Heidi's reaction to your plan. She'll definitely be caught off guard, but not only her. When you open up my tavern next month, all of Valley Park will be shaken. I'm not trying to bother her at all, except her face tells a different story. Lucas was just about to leave Lyric. I don't see him going nowhere. I'm going. Once I leave, please believe me when I tell you I'm not a monster. He sure likes being around you when you tell me you don't like him. Don't worry, I'm sure he'll leave me alone for good this time. Here's what you need to understand, Quinlan. Neither you nor your mother are perfect. And that means I should just excuse toxic behaviors? I need you to accept something. I ain't giving up on your brother. Whatever. Try all you'd like. You'll always fail. Believe that. I don't know what to think about this, Pacho. Then try to consider this, Ma. Is it a bad idea? Honestly, I can't say that it is. Now answer me this. Do you want Isidore to continue seeing you as the love of his life? Or do you want him to see you as your enemy?
Previously on In Times Like These.
Because you shouldn't lecture me about trust when you know your own husband shouldn't trust you. As I was saying, if Jeremiah were to find out about Owen and I, would he expose it just to make Owen lose the election? I don't think. That's an answer you'd like to find out. Now excuse me, I'll be enjoying quality time with my loving husband. I'm eager to see Heidi's reaction to your plan. She'll definitely be caught off guard, but not only her. When you open up my tavern next month, all of Valley Park will be shaken. Now answer me this. Do you want Isidore to continue seeing you as the love of his life? Or do you want him to see you as your enemy? It's really great to see you here, Isabel. I'm gonna assume that Pacho spoke with you about lifting the ban against me? He certainly did. But my son approached me with an ultimatum. One I don't believe you'll like. What's his ultimatum? You'll be welcomed back to Theodosius' palace as long as you sign over the majority of your Russo Jewelers shares over to me. I just put Thomas to sleep. What was it you were trying to say, Jeremiah? I was just saying how you never told me what you and Wanda spoke about during Juneteenth. I already said that I'd keep your disgusting, dirty secret, Wanda. As I was saying, if Jeremiah were to find out about Owen and I, would he expose it just to make Owen lose the election? What can I do for you, D.A. Russo? I'm sure that you're aware of Owen Grant's latest smear campaign against me, reminding Valley Park that Danny Clark's case never got an arrest. I understand how it frustrates you, but with Shauna Pena no longer alive, it's out of our hands. Here's what's not out of our hands. Wade Pena is still very much alive, and we need to go after him ASAP. And I'll be naming the tavern the Rusty Kettle. As soon as it's open, you and I can just have a meal over there instead of giving the Torres family our money all the time. Mom, do you really expect me to be excited for this sudden entrepreneurial project of yours after the smear campaign you helped Owen Grant with? What do you want with my Russo Jewelers shares, Isabel? I want nothing to do with your family's company. I believe that Pacho made this ultimatum to test you. Test me how? I'm assuming that he wonders whether you love me or Russo Jewelers more. All you need to know is that it wasn't necessary for you to walk away. And I'm guessing that the conversation you and Wanda had wasn't a civil one. It was civil, but you left the conversation annoyed. Jeremiah, I don't want to talk about it, okay? Look, Shelly, if Wanda did something to upset you, then I'd like to know. As district attorney, you know that we can't just arrest Wade Apina because you're frustrated. I understand that, Isaac. But Owen is running his campaign as if I'm allowing the Apina organization to just run wild. Here's the thing. If Owen ends up winning the election, then he'll be in the same position with the Apinas as we are now. As long as I get my way, the Apina organization will be taken down. To be clear, Alan, nothing that was said was false. A 14-year-old girl was trafficked. Her life was brutally taken and the police failed to apprehend Sean Apina before it was too late. Most of all, it wasn't an attack towards you. An outside attack against one Russo is an attack against us all, you know that. Oh my goodness, can you please get out of that mindset? And maybe you should stop being bitter over the fact that you lost custody of me all those years ago, Mom. You know how I feel about you, Isabel. You've always known. Not true. You see, Isidore, I felt like I knew the answer to that. But when the truth came out about Terry and how your actions cost me my baby, I realized you didn't love me the way you've always claimed. Would you believe that I love you just by signing over my shares? All I'll do is get Nichelle to agree to allow you back at Theodosius' palace. But I will never take you back. Not ever. Does that affect your decision? What was spoken at Theodosius' palace doesn't affect you, me, or our family, Jeremiah. Just leave it alone. But it's clear that it upsets you, Shelly. So it does affect us. And you don't think I'm getting upset with you digging into this when I'm asking you not to? I thought we've been making so much progress lately, especially after the time we spent at Theodosius' palace on Juneteenth. We have been making progress. Then how come you're hiding something from me, which is clearly bothering you? I know you haven't forgotten that you kept Udell's secret from me. All of a sudden you think I should tell you something Wanda told me in confidence? Alright, D.A. Russo. Since you're so eager to take down the Apinas, do you have a plan? That's why I'm here, Isaac. So that you and I can come up with a solid plan to stop their organization. And I'd gladly brainstorm with you, but don't expect us to gather enough evidence for an arrest before Election Day. Maybe we won't make an arrest before then, but I'm eager to make an arrest yesterday. My legacy is very important to me, Isaac, and I refuse to give up my position as district attorney without stopping the Apina organization once and for all. I've already explained to you and Heidi how my decision to endorse Owen's campaign wasn't a personal one. And you already know that neither of us are buying what you're trying to sell. Owen Grant has promise. More promise than Heidi has. I see something in him, Alan. Are you 100% certain that he won't create problems for me and the family if he wins the election? Alright, Isabel. I'm still gonna do it. I'll still sign over the majority of my shares to you. Let me remind you that I won't take you back once you do. I heard you. But at least it will show you that I do love you. Even if you don't believe it at first, but with time, you will believe that my love for you is true. Udell's secret wasn't mine to tell, Shelly. We've already been through this. Neither is Wanda's. Except Udell's secret never made us argue like this. Udell's secret didn't mess with my head like Wanda's secret is messing with you or Shelly. Look, I need to know if you and I are aware of the same secret. Are you telling me that you'll be sharing what Udell asked you to keep? I need to know. Did you find out that Wanda and Owen Grant kissed one another? Your desires don't equate to coming up with a plan. Exactly. Isaac, you are hired as police commissioner for a reason. I know you're extremely intelligent, and I know you can figure out a plan that works. Are you telling me that there's nothing we can find on the Apinas? Nothing that we can prove. You at least have something in mind. If I were to tell you, then you'd be furious with me. What do you mean? You remember how your son Ben, Quinlan, and I worked together to try and lure Sean Apina into a confession? I certainly do. Well, I never told you our suspicions. We don't believe that Sean Apina took his own life. We believe that Wade was the one who ended his younger brother's life and disposed of it. All Owen is focused on is making Valley Park safer for everyone. I'm your son, Mom, remember? Not some random potential voter. Alan, I want you to live in a town where you can safely live your life and run your business. Endorsing Owen is something I see as beneficial for you. I don't see the vision, which means that if I sense that Owen will try to come after me and the family, then I'll do everything in my power to crush him.
Previously, on In Times Like These.
Are you telling me that you'll be sharing what Udell asked you to keep? I need to know. Did you find out that Wanda and Owen Grant kissed one another? If I were to tell you, then you'd be furious with me. What do you mean? You remember how your son Ben, Quinlan, and I worked together to try and lure Sean Pena into a confession? I certainly do. Well, I never told you our suspicions. We don't believe that Sean Pena took his own life. We believe that Wade was the one who ended his younger brother's life and disposed of it. Shirley, I need to know. Did you find out that Wanda and Owen kissed one another? I've assumed that they've at least kissed. What's that supposed to mean? What I'm saying is that I found out something more, something worse. Jeremiah, Wanda, and Owen didn't just share a quote-unquote innocent kiss. Those two have been sleeping together. What's bothering you, Isaac? You've noticed. Maybe you should let someone else run this diner and come work with me at the department. I just know the man I married. What's bothering you? Nothing that serious, Shirley. Just work. Might this have anything to do with the Penas? I'm glad you decided to watch a movie with me before heading to the studio. After the month I've been having, I just need to make time to decompress and enjoy the time with people who matter to me most, Ben. Mom, what are you doing here? I'd like to know why neither of you. Explain to me your theory of Wade taking the life of his younger brother. Come in. Thank you for letting me in, ADA Grant. Mr. Pena, what are you doing here? You and I need to have a serious chat. The two of them have been having an affair? How did you even find this out, Shelley? When did you find this out? After Yvette ran off when Keith was sentenced, JJ ran after her and I went looking for him, which I didn't think was a good idea. And the next thing I remember, you gave birth to Thomas on the courtroom floor. And before I gave birth to our son, I overheard Owen and Wanda admit to sleeping with one another, which threw you off. And is this what caused your water to just suddenly break? You know I can't share that sort of information with you, Shirley. I ain't asking you to share specifics, but I'm aware of that smear campaign Owen Grant made against Heidi. I'm assuming she told you about her grievances? She certainly did. Now she wants something done, but you're hesitant by what she's asking you to do? There is no reason to involve you, Mom, because we had no solid evidence that Wade ended Sean's life. I still should have been told. And how exactly are you certain that Wade's the reason why his brother is no longer living? Ben and I believe that when the texts were sent to Sean's phone, Wade saw those texts. But that doesn't mean Wade would have ended Sean's life. Maybe he would have just sent his younger brother away. Except Fibun Pena had no idea where Sean was, which caused me to believe that Wade felt like he needed to make Sean disappear since he saw his brother as an inconvenience. What could you and I have to speak with each other about? Don't insult my intelligence. You know that I'm aware that you dragged my family's name into your campaign against D.A. Russo. All I did was remind Valley Park of a fact that your family was already aware of. You've got a point, but this recent smear campaign has once again brought up bad press for my family. Now my mother and my younger brother are upset while we're mourning Sean. If my family is upset, then so am I. Come on, Jeremiah. We're in our 40s. I'm sure that there were a lot of factors as to why my water suddenly broke that day. But it didn't make things easier for you since I'm certain that you were upset by what you found out. Yes, I scolded both Wanda and Owen when I discovered what they've done. Then your water broke. And when we reached you, Wanda was silent about the entire thing. Worst of all, she asked you to keep her dirty little secret. It baffles me that Wanda proceeded to sleep with Owen and made Udell believe that she and Owen shared nothing more than a kiss. Well, it's Wanda's problem to deal with now. It's Udell and Wanda's problem to deal with Shelley. He needs to know what his wife's been doing behind his back. You know I agreed to become police commissioner to stand up against those who pose a threat to this community. Yes, but you certainly didn't take this position just so you could be bossed around by Heidi just so that she could win an election. Don't worry, Shirley. I can handle D.A. Russo. And I don't doubt that for a second. But I'd appreciate it if Heidi wouldn't try and place you in a dangerous position going against the Apinas. This is insane. And you, Quinlan? I still am disgusted that you dragged my son into this mess. Do you not understand how much danger you've placed Ben in if Wade discovers that you were behind the text that influenced him to take his own brother's life? We're not doing this, Mom. Not again, not today. Quinlan didn't drag me into anything. Besides, Wade won't find out that those texts came from us. Whatever. I'm also here to see if Quinlan can make herself useful. Useful with what? To have me on your TV program to discuss Danny Clark's case. You're not the only one who's upset, Mr. Apina. Danny Clark's family and the public are still very upset over her demise. What exactly do you want me to do? I'd like for you to assure me that you won't try and villainize me and my family over what Sean allegedly did to that girl. My goal is to make sure that any criminal caught in a crime gets punished. My apologies. I think I need to make myself clear. More clear. I didn't come here to play games with you, ADA Grant. When I ask you a specific question, I'd like a direct answer. Can you do that for me? Jeremiah, you can't. You cannot tell Udell. You're not obliged to keep Wanda's secret for her, Shelley. Udell is our lawyer. We can't just keep him in the dark like this. Just because he's this family's attorney doesn't make us obliged to tell him either. The only person who is obliged to be honest about this whole mess is his wife. If their marriage falls apart, I don't want us to take any part in it. Please, Jeremiah, promise me that you will not say a word about this to anyone. Ever since we met, you knew that my job has always been dangerous, and you've already accepted that. Yes, but you don't need to make your job more dangerous than it already is, Isaac. And we can trust that God will give me the wisdom to safely do the work I'm supposed to do. Why exactly do you want to appear on my TV program, Mrs. Russo? I need to make it clear to Valley Park that I will still try and gather enough evidence against John Apina to ensure that Danny Clark at least gets a conviction. Don't you realize that you're offering this town with an empty promise, Mom? Sean's no longer alive, so what would be the point? The point is to prove Owen wrong, and that I won't be the sort of district attorney to sit down and prevent a victim from getting justice. Fine. You want a direct answer? Then I'll give you one. There's no reason for me to villainize you nor your family if I don't have any solid evidence against you. Glad we've come to an understanding, ADA Grant. It's just disappointing that because of your smear campaign that D.A. Russo might try to come after me and my family just to keep her position. For your sake, you better hope she loses the election in November. I'd hate to have her constantly breathing down my neck. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Previously on In Times Like These.
Jeremiah, Wanda, and Owen didn't just share a quote-unquote innocent kiss. Those two have been sleeping together. I need to make it clear to Valley Park that I will still try and gather enough evidence against John Apina to ensure that Danny Clark at least gets a conviction. Don't you realize that you're offering this town with an empty promise, Mom? Sean's no longer alive, so what would be the point? The point is to prove Owen wrong, and that I won't be the sort of district attorney to sit down and prevent a victim from getting justice. It's just disappointing that because of your smear campaign that D.A. Russo might try to come after me and my family just to keep her position. For your sake, you better hope she loses the election in November. I'd hate to have her constantly breathing down my neck. Enjoy the rest of your day. Are you sure that you don't have an agenda which you're keeping from me? I really found myself enjoying the photo shoot. Glad you had fun, Zena. It was more than just having fun. In a sense, it was freeing. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the last time I stood in front of a camera without feeling like I needed to fulfill some random person's fantasy. And I have you to thank for giving me that opportunity, Alan. Alright, Heidi. How do you plan to respond to this smear campaign Owen Grant made against you? I'll be on Quinlan's TV program. Are you sure that's a good idea? I don't want you getting set off by a question that Quinlan might ask you. You don't even know why I'm gonna be on the program, Gianni. Why will you be on the program? I'll be speaking about Danny Clark's case, letting Valley Park know that I won't back down when it comes to the Opinion organization. And you don't think that would be a foolish decision? Did he say what he wanted? Alright, let him in. What are you doing here, Jeremiah? I know. Know what? That you and Owen Grant have been sleeping together, Wanda. What's the issue, Owen? Wade Opina stopped by my office the other day, and he certainly wasn't happy with the recent smear campaign made against D.A. Russo. Here's the thing, Xena. I saw something in you that's much more valuable than your reputation. Not only will it benefit Russo Jewelers, but this marketing campaign will benefit your career. And I'm eager for this marketing campaign to go public. There's only one issue, though. Tell me what it is, and I'll fix the issue for you. It's been really great working with you, Alan, but I'm just not looking forward to going separate ways once the marketing campaign is over. You know that you didn't marry a foolish woman, Gianni. Exactly. Which is why I don't understand why you're making a dangerous decision by becoming an enemy of the Opinas. Since I'm still district attorney, I'm already an enemy to all criminals in town. Listen up, Heidi. This family is already going through worries about Alan's leadership at Russo Jewelers. We don't need to be worried about being targeted by dangerous people, too. Jeremiah, I don't know exactly what Shelly told you, but she's confused. Don't. You can gaslight Udell all you want, but you won't gaslight me into thinking that my wife would tell me something this important without being 100% sure. Fine. You want honesty? I'll give you honesty. Your wife had no right to tell you anything about my personal issues, and you had no right to cheat on your husband behind his back. Now you know the truth. What are you gonna do about it, Jeremiah? Are you gonna tell Udell what you found out? Did Wade threaten you? Not directly. What's that supposed to mean? One thing which is clear is that Wade doesn't want D.A. Russo to remain as district attorney. Now that the smear campaign was made, Wade is certain that she'll do whatever it takes to bring him down. Are you telling me that Wade wants you in his pocket? What makes you think that we have to part ways, Xena? Are you telling me that I'll always have a place at the company? I get that I'm modeling for the new jewelry designs, but I doubt your family would sit by and watch me become the new face of Russo Jewelers. You'll always have a place at this company, but like I've told you before, I'm really fond of you. Even though we're pretty much business partners, I think of us as friends. And I think of you as a friend as well, Ellen. But there's one big issue. What issue would there be with us being friends? I just mentioned it. Your family. They're not going to be happy knowing that you're allowing me into the fold. Are you saying that I'm just supposed to sit back and allow the Opinas to keep on committing illegal activity? Do you think Owen Grant will be doing everything he can to go after the Opinas if he gets elected? I doubt it, Clarice. But he made voters assume that he'd do whatever it takes to stop that family. And that family has been running its organization for generations, Heidi. Do you honestly think you'd be able to arrest Wade Opina before Election Day? You know what, Gianni? I don't like hearing your doubts about me. Shelly begged me not to tell Udell, so I won't. Which means you can breathe because your secret is safe with us. Are you sure? Because Shelly sure couldn't keep herself from telling you. The issue is that you asked my wife to keep a heavy secret, Wanda. It was too much for her to handle on her own. I don't see why, since my mistake with Owen didn't even concern her. All she had to do was keep her mouth shut. That's the last time you're gonna speak about my wife like that to me. What should concern you is that you cheated on Udell, the man you made vows to. You betrayed the father of your child and the grandfather of your unborn grandchild. How could you betray him in such a foul way, Wanda? Wade made it seem like he wanted me to be all talk when pursuing after his organization once I become district attorney. Are you gonna back down like Wade hopes? I'd rather not, Harley, but my life could be in danger if I don't. My life could still be in danger if D.A. Russo ends up winning the election. Well, Wade needs to understand that you're just playing politics, Owen. Didn't I tell you that bringing up Danny Clark's case would cause trouble for me, Harley? Now look what happened. Hasn't it already been clear to you that I don't care what my family thinks? You shouldn't care either. Believe me, Alan, I don't care. What I do care about is how your family's reaction will affect you. You don't need to worry about me, Xena. But I appreciate hearing how much you care. What are friends for? I'll see you later. Mom, Dad, can you leave me alone with Heidi? Listen carefully to what your husband is trying to say to you. I don't doubt your ability to be a successful district attorney, Heidi. I just don't want you to risk your life just to win an election. Here's what you need to understand, Gianni. The opinions would make a huge mistake threatening me. Trust me when I tell you that I'll come up with a successful plan that won't put my life or our family's life in danger. You might not believe me, Jeremiah, but I do feel guilt and shame for betraying Udell with Owen. You're right. It's hard for me to believe you, especially since you should have stayed away from that man if you knew that you couldn't control yourself whenever you are around him. But you can still do the right thing. Are you referring to me telling Udell what I've done? At least you still have a conscience. If I tell Udell, then my marriage will be over. Don't you understand that? Clearly, you didn't seem to care or understand about the state of your marriage when you jumped into bed with another man. No matter what happens in your marriage, you can still do right by your husband by telling him the truth. I gave you a suggestion, Owen, not a command. You didn't reject my suggestion. What do you suggest? I do now, Harley. Play nice with Wade. If you see the opinions as your enemy, then get to know them. Keep me updated. What are you doing here? Hello to you too, Owen. Long time no see. I'm not playing games with you. What are you doing in Valley Park?
Previously on In Times Like These.
What are you doing here? Hello to you too, Owen. Long time no see. I'm not playing games with you. What are you doing in Valley Park? You don't need to worry about me, Xena. But I appreciate hearing how much you care. What are friends for? I'll see you later. I'll still sign over the majority of my shares to you. Let me remind you that I won't take you back once you do. I heard you, but at least it will show you that I do love you. Even if you don't believe it at first, but with time, you will believe that my love for you is true. When are we gonna start hanging out again, Zeke? Hopefully soon. But I'll be meeting up with Michelle later today. Hope you have fun. What about your mom? Heard from her lately? Nah, and I'm relieved. Congratulations, Vivian. The shares Isidore signed over to me now belong to you. How did Xena's photo shoot go, Alan? I'm not answering that question because I know you're not being genuine. My question was genuine, unlike Xena, who isn't a genuine person. You haven't seen nor spoken to me in how long? Yet you won't even ask me how I'm doing? Leslie, I want an answer right now. That's not what I go by. Believe me, I know all about your new name and your degrading profession. I'm glad to inform you that I'm no longer an OnlyFans model, Owen. Are you proud of your little sister for leaving that world behind? Sorry to hear that you and your mom are still having problems. I ain't pressed, Dee Dee, but I think I understand how sorry you feel for me since you lost your mom. Just remember that my mom ain't like other people's moms. Her choices messed up a lot of things for me. A lot of emotional scars that need healing. Not just that, but with my mom out of prison, I gotta stay out of my unborn son's life for good. Thank you so much, Isabel. Don't mention it. And I mean it when I say that, Vivian. I'm just glad that I no longer have possession of those shares. What matters is that you did your part, Ma. Now Isidore will leave you alone once and for all. I'm not too sure about that, Pacho. Here you go making judgments again when you don't even know Xena. And how long have you known her for? Like a month? I certainly know her much more than you do, Maximilian. Are you sure? Or is she showing you the persona she wants you to see? Just knock it off. Nothing you say will make me doubt her. Alright, Alan, since you know Xena July so much, then what's her background? Know anything about her upbringing or her family? Do not make me repeat my question again, Leslie. Alright, I'm in Valley Park for business reasons. Business? That's right, Owen. I'm doing business with Russo Jewelers. Russo Jewelers? Leslie, I'm going against DA Heidi Russo for the upcoming election. Yet you decide to do business with our family? As if anyone in this town suspects that you and I are brother and sister. Besides, I assure you that I won't tell anyone that we are. You don't think the Russos will go digging into your past with the sort of work you've done? How do you think they'll feel if they realize Xena July isn't your real name? I think I can ask you the same thing. Sure, you kept your first name, but you certainly never kept your last name. Maybe you should have changed it entirely if you didn't want our past to be exposed. If your mom ain't come back into your life, do you think that there would have been a chance that you would have been involved in your son's life? I can't answer that, Dee Dee. Not when I was trying to keep all this from Nichelle so that I wouldn't lose her. But now that you don't even plan to lay eyes on your son, does that mean you got some regret not telling Nichelle that you got Yvette pregnant? You know how complicated this is. I ain't want none of this to happen. Look, I'ma call you later. Bye, Dee Dee. Talk to you later, Zeke. I got Isidore's shares, Isabel. There ain't no way he'd want you back once he finds out how you played him. Maybe he won't want me back, Vivian, but that wouldn't stop him from doing something worse. What are you trying to say, Ma? What I'm saying is that Isidore would want payback. Let him. Besides, I promise you that I'll do whatever it takes to protect our family from that snake. Like I told you, Maximilian, I'm getting to know Xena. I don't have the right to her personal life like that. At least not yet. I can't believe I'm saying this, but imagine if your dad was in your shoes. Do you think he wouldn't look into Xena's background? As a matter of fact, he might just do that. So what if he does? I bet it wouldn't prove your stupid theory of her having some grand scheme to take our family down. Fine, Alan, just don't say I never warned you once I find out what Xena's really up to. How long will you be staying in town, Leslie? Indefinitely. And just a tip, if you don't want people to know we're related, then you probably shouldn't call me by my birth name. What do you mean indefinitely? You just heard that I'm running for DA. As if I was supposed to know that coming into this town. Maybe I would have known if you kept in touch with your little sister. Remind me when you reached out again? Are you telling me that you would have picked up? Because after you changed your name, it was clear that you were doing everything you could to erase the past. JJ, what's going on? I just heard Dee Dee on the phone with Zeke, talking about what? You, and whether he regrets not telling Nichelle that he got you pregnant. I understand how seriously you take your position as the man of this family, Bacho, but as I've told you countless times before, you are still my son. I don't need you to protect me. Besides, all that matters is that Isidore gets the hint that your mother will never want him back. You're right, Viv. The agreement was that Isidore would be considered an enemy of this family. So as a family, I'm confident that we can take him on with whatever attack he has planned for us. Watch yourself, Maximilian. I'm not gonna let you interrogate Xena as if she's some thug. Why would there be an issue interrogating her if she's not hiding anything? First of all, you'd make an awful investigator. Second, I'm not gonna let you make her feel like dirt. It won't end well for you. I'm not afraid of you, Ellen, which means that I'll do whatever it takes to find out what Xena July is really all about. If you're not here to delay the progress I've made in my life, then I suggest we continue to keep our distance. Xena, the two of us clearly have our own busy lives. You won't have to worry. I'll stay out of your way. Make sure it stays that way.